Now go to, I believe, Ms. Lesko for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here and also doing your job. I mean, it's absolutely important, as you know, to keep our lights on. This first question is for Commissioners Stanley and Christie. On June 1st, 2023, the CEO of the North American Energy Reliability Corporation, Jim Robb, testified before the Senate and plainly said, I quote, "Conventional generation is retiring at an unprecedented rate. North American Electric Reliability Corporation is concerned that the pace of change is overtaking the reliability needs of the system. Unless reliability and resilience are appropriately prioritized, current trends indicate the potential for more frequent and more serious long-duration reliability disruptions, including the possibility of national consequence events." I'm actually working on legislation to address this issue, so your input is helpful to me. Some of you on NERC also pointed out that the retirement of existing firm power generation and the lack of new firm generation to replace it is the concern. Commissioners Danley and Christie, besides transmission, what new authorities, if any, does FERC require to establish reliability markets for each ISO or RTO and to address grid reliability in general? And I guess first to you, Mr. Danley.
I would argue that we don't need any new authorities, that what we need to do is not ignore the obligations we already have to ensure that rates are just and reasonable. And as long as we violate certain basic legal principles, like the requirements of our statute that they be J&R rates, or that if we ignore the filed rate doctrine and do things like go back and retroactively change the results of a procurement auction because we didn't like the outcome, as long as we keep doing that, you're not going to have a reliable system and have ensured resource adequacy. What we need to do is have fidelity to our statutes.
Thank you. And Commissioner Christie.
I just want to say one thing, in alluding to what you mentioned about NERC speaking in the Senate Energy Committee. We just heard about there's an accusation, there's fear-mongering going on with those of us expressing concerns about loss of dispatchable resources. I don't think the head of NERC is fear-mongering when he repeatedly says that this is a coming danger. I don't think the head of PJM is fear-mongering when he has said we're losing dispatchable resources at a rate we cannot sustain. I don't think the head of MISO is fear-mongering when he says we're losing dispatchable resources at a rate we can't sustain. I don't think it's fear-mongering when the head of New York ISO last week said the same thing. I think we need to listen to the engineers, not the lobbyists, and I think we need to be doing what's right for ratepayers and not political narratives. We're losing dispatchable resources. All the experts are saying, who know how to operate a system, the people who actually know how to operate a system, are saying this is a huge incoming problem, and I think we ought to be listening to them.
Thank you. My second question is for Chairman Phillips. In June 2021, FERC established a rule, I guess you'd call it, and it allowed California basically to steal energy that was contractually obligated for Arizona. And so I sent a letter to FERC about it saying, I don't think this is fair. But now there's another concern, and it's concern because Arizona stakeholders felt that the law was violated in that respect, and so now there's a concern related to the current Western Area Power Administration, WAPA, negotiations about joining the Southwest Power Pool RTO. In Section 1232D of the Energy Policy Act of 2005, Congress expressly prohibited the Commission from exercising any authority over the electric generation assets, electric capacity, or energy of the federal utility that the federal utility is authorized by law to market, or the power sales activities of the federal utility. Chairman Phillips, in the event that WAPA joins a regional transmission organization, will the Commission refrain from exercising authority over WAPA as stakeholders in Arizona believe is required by law?
Thank you. I am aware of the negotiations that's going on in the West and the issue that you raised with WAPA joining the pool. I have to take a careful look at the facts and circumstances that you talk about, to see what exactly our rules require, what our obligations are. But I absolutely commit to taking a look at that and working with you and your staff to get a response to that question.
Thank you, and my time has expired, and I yield back.